Alrighty, so a manufacturer won't pay for a large repair to be done on a vehicle, leaving you with a very big bill. What's happened? Why does that happen? And when you buy a used vehicle, how can you avoid that happening to you when you service the vehicle on time? All right, I've just given you a hint. This guy here is talking about doing the first service, a 1,000-kilometer service. He used to work in a dealership. I'm assuming you also used to do the pre-delivery inspections too. Now, let's just tell you a couple of stories. And then if you've got any stories, let me know in the comments, because it's really good to share these things out to people. All right, number one, I used to work for a dealership many moons ago. And that dealership, every now and again, used to get communications from the manufacturer. And they would add things to the first service. So during the manufacturing process, sometimes things would go wrong. And then they would either be pushed into the pre-delivery inspection as an extra, or if they haven't caught them in time, also in the first services. Now, the first service for you think they're just going to check, coolant levels, oil level, check the tyres, do wheel nuts, check the wheel nut tightening, things like that. Seen a wheel come off a truck, by the way, before. That wasn't good. Less than 1,000 Ks. Anyway, get back to the story. With this particular manufacturer, they'd had a casting fault in their manufacturing process, which left some casting sand in some of the casings for the transmission. So we got told immediately we must drain the transmission oil either on the pre-delivery inspection or on the first service. Now, if that transmission would fail later on, you could claim that was a manufacturing fault. But you could only claim that within the first 1,500 kilometers or 1,000 kilometers before the oil was changed. All right. So if you've missed that first service, then the first thing the manufacturer is going to do is say, you didn't get the service done. And that casting sand then is in that transmission until it gets done. What, 30, 40,000 kilometers? All right. So just bear in mind that first service is sometimes more than just that. The other story I've got for you, I watched a guy who was phoning up an MG dealer. He'd seen an electric vehicle, an MG, in an auction, and it had a bad battery. He phoned up the MG dealer and said, "Hey, it's in the auction. Just wondering, why didn't you fix this? And under warranty, it's only a couple of years old." And the first thing they said, "Did you get the service done? The first service done?" No word of a lie. First service. All right. When you're buying a vehicle, and if you've bought a new vehicle, make sure that first service is done, because the warranty can be void if it hasn't been. If you want a vehicle inspected